Hi, I'm Kim Vanell in Wanganui, New Zealand. It's Wednesday, February 25th. Today, Donald Trump gives his State of the Union address, heralding his wins and handing out awards in showman style. Officials play catch-up on tariffs and companies demand refunds after the Supreme Court ruling. And OpenAI promises to do more as Canada demands action after the Tumble Ridge mass shooting. This is Reuters World News, bringing you everything you need to know from the front lines in 10 minutes, 7 days a week.
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
President Donald Trump using his State of the Union speech to tout his economic record, his crackdown on immigration, and foreign policy moves.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice.
During the course of his 1 hour, 47-minute speech, the longest in recent history, Trump also brought out the men's Olympic hockey team, fresh from their gold medal win in Italy.
Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud.
Announcing he plans to award the Presidential Medal of Freedom to goalie Connor Hellebuyck. As Trump spoke, Republicans gave standing ovations regularly, while Democrats, for the most part, sat stony-faced, listening as they were blamed for a number of issues facing the country. So what should we take away from the address? White House correspondent Bo Erickson in Washington, D.C. has more.
President Trump really mixed patriotism and politics in the State of the Union address. The first part was actually quite apolitical, but then the speech turned into almost a campaign rally in both length and tenor. This year is an election year in the United States with the midterm elections, which will decide who controls Congress in November. And the strongest rebuke he was having for Democrats is really on the issue of immigration. In the last few weeks, President Trump and his administration has really tried to get that message back on track after the lethal shootings of Americans, citizens, by U.S. federal agents, specifically in Minnesota. So the president was really using gory images, trying to make the point that there are undocumented people in the country that are murdering Americans. And he was trying to put some pressure on Democrats, basically alleging that they do not care about these people, and so therefore they should support his policies.
It was all delivered, Bo says, in Trump's signature style.
Trump has long been credited with being a showman in life. And at times in his speech, he was almost like a ringmaster. He was bringing people out, doing these reveals through the doors of the U.S. House chamber, whether that be the U.S. men's hockey team who came out to applause, or bringing out people to receive military awards. There is this production value that we haven't quite seen from presidents before him.
Several Democrats opted to skip Trump's speech and instead went to an event dubbed the People's State of the Union. Others went to a different counter-event called the State of the Swamp, where actor Robert De Niro addressed the crowd, including activists dressed as frogs. Before beginning his speech, Trump made a symbolic gesture by stopping to shake the hands of 4 Supreme Court justices who, just days earlier, struck down his sweeping tariff program. In the speech itself, he called the court's decision unfortunate, but said it won't impact much. For some countries, however, confusion reigns. Last Friday, Trump said he'd impose new tariffs of 10%, then said it would be 15%. But when they went into effect on Tuesday, it was back at the original 10% rate. Economics reporter David Lauder in Washington says that's probably only short-term.
On Tuesday, we called the White House and asked them about this. Did the president have a change of heart, or does he intend to ultimately raise the tariffs to 15%? And the answer is basically yes, that they're working on changing it to 15%. So it seems to be a case where the legal apparatus and the president's staff is catching up to what the president had to say.
While companies and countries are catching up to these new tariffs, they're also eyeing possible refunds of the previous duties, now deemed illegal.
The French cosmetics company L'Oreal, the British vacuum company Dyson, and the American tire maker Goodyear all filed suit on Tuesday to preserve their right to a refund. So there's like about 1,400 companies.
There's another twist in the bidding war for Warner Brothers, which is reaching fever pitch. They've opened the door to Paramount Skydance after the rival bidder raised its offer to $31 per share, with the board signaling that Netflix may lose its place as the preferred suitor. Iran is close to buying advanced anti-ship cruise missiles from China, according to sources familiar with the talks. They are supersonic, fly low, and are designed to evade ship defenses, significantly strengthening Iran's ability to target warships in the region. It comes as the United States moves major naval forces closer to Iran's coast amid warnings of possible military action. You can read more on this exclusive story at Reuters.com or the Reuters app. The family of Nancy Guthrie is now offering up to $1 million for information leading to her recovery. In a tearful video posted Tuesday, NBC host Savannah Guthrie, for the first time, acknowledged that her mother may already be dead, but says she needs to know where she is.
Someone out there knows something that can bring her home.
A new report which presents a dystopian near future shaped by AI has gone viral, and the fear has landed with investors too, spooking markets. The report by Citrini Research presents the scenario that by 2028, AI could replace large amounts of white-collar work, pushing unemployment above 10% as companies automate software and delivery tasks. Over to markets now with more AI news. Here's Mike Dolan from our sister podcast, Morning Bid, on the Anthropic latest.
So we got a bit of a bounce in the software sector yesterday, the beaten down software sector. And interestingly, for the reasons that they were beaten down in the first place. So Anthropic, this AI lab, has released a whole series of new plugins, but this time the market viewed it differently, saw it more of a partnership than a replacement for many of the companies in that area. So a change of mood for sure. And the bounce was possibly helped as we wait NVIDIA's results later today.
Thanks, Mike. You can get Morning Bid wherever you get your podcasts. And in one more bit of AI news, Canadian officials have questioned leaders from OpenAI about the company's safety protocols following one of the country's worst ever school shootings earlier this month. After the shooting, it was revealed that OpenAI had banned the ChatGPT account of the suspected shooter, but did not tell police. Reporter Ryan Patrick Jones says the case raises the question of just what tech companies are obliged or required to report.
OpenAI says it banned Jesse Van Rootselaar's account on its chatbot ChatGPT 8 months before the shooting for violations of its safety policies. The company didn't exactly say what she did, only that its automated systems flagged her account for possible misuse of its models, quote, in furtherance of violent activities. OpenAI says it considered whether to alert police at the time, but decided that the activity didn't quite meet its threshold of posing an imminent and credible risk of serious harm. They say they didn't identify any concrete or immediate planning. So the company says it kind of had to balance whether to report to police with the importance of user privacy and the risk of over-enforcing and potentially causing unintended harm. Now, after the shooting, OpenAI did contact the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and shared information on Van Rootselaar's past use of ChatGPT, and they say they are continuing to assist investigators.
In a statement after the meeting, OpenAI said it has taken steps to strengthen safeguards and has made changes to law enforcement referral protocols for cases involving violent activities. And for today's recommended read, meet the rapper turned politician who's in pole position to become Nepal's next prime minister after an historic youth-led uprising last year. There is a link to that story in the show notes. For more on any of the stories from today, check out Reuters.com or the Reuters app. Don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast player. If you're listening on a smart speaker, just ask for the latest news from Reuters 7 days a week. We'll be back tomorrow with our daily headline show.